How's it going, everybody? This is Radish Head, and welcome back to Upland Analysis. As I'm speaking now, the Bronx Collections have just been dropped, and I've got to say, I hope you guys were paying attention to my collections predictions video, because I have never been so on the ball with my predictions. So I hope I made you guys a lot of epics. I made a decent amount, but as I said in my last video, I wasn't actually able to get all of the areas that I was predicting. So I did pretty well, and I'll kind of go through how I did and just generally what we can learn from the collections that did drop. So let's just have a little bit of a look through which collections we got in the Bronx. Obviously, you've got the Bronx Collection, that's always here. Throg's Neck as a standard. As we scroll along, we go to Morris Park, Belmont, and Pelham Bay. So I called Belmont because it has the Little Italy collection. And I remember saying it's probably going to be either Belmont or Arthur Avenue. And if it was Arthur Avenue, that would be a rare or an ultra rare. If it was Belmont, it was always going to be a limited. They went with Belmont, so I know there were some people who speculated pretty hard on Arthur Avenue, and they lost out there. They still got their Belmont collection, and I'm sure Arthur Avenue will always be quite a valuable street, but it is a shame for them that they didn't get the ultra rare. As for Morris Park and Pelham Bay, I actually did not call these. I don't even know where they are, to be honest. I assume it's near the coast, Pelham Bay, because it's called... There's Pelham Bay Park. There's Pelham Bay. Okay. And Morris Park is just next... Wait a minute. I've actually got a property in Morris Park. I didn't realise. I haven't... Okay, I've actually got a property here. Because I was speculating on Pelham Parkway, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. But that's really funny. So I actually have a property in... What is it? Morris Park that I didn't realise. That's quite amusing. So those were the limited collections. Not bad. And let's go to the exclusives. This is where things get really exciting. And I know that there were a lot of people who were really, really happy, including me, to see City Island as an exclusive collection. I think City Island is destined to be one of the most valuable exclusive collections in all of Upland. I think the City Island floor was always going to be 100k plus, even if it wasn't a collection. Probably even 150k plus. The fact that it's an exclusive collection and it has all of this hype around it, like there's like multiple groups dedicated to making this a node. And if you don't know what a node is, it's the idea where you get a group of Upland players and they basically say, we're going to focus our efforts on building up this neighborhood, and we're going to build loads of structures, and we're not going to sell the properties, and we're just going to take it to the moon. City Island was always a really good candidate for that, just because it's an island, so it's really like obvious. It's like, wow, I want to be part of this, like, you know, exclusive community. Not only is this an exclusive community, but it's also an exclusive collection. Not only that, but as player spawned collections come into the game, which is something that Upland is planning for the future, the idea there is that based on the number of structures constructed in a neighborhood, that could spawn a collection or upgrade an existing collection. So if you zoom into City Island, it's only been out for a few days, and there's already so many buildings being constructed. Like, look at this. Can you see all these? These are all halfway constructed buildings. City Island is going to be like 50% constructed in the next couple of months, I'm telling you. So if that happens, when the player spawned collections come into the game, I think City Island could upgrade from an exclusive to a rare. And I think a lot of other people know this as well, because if you look at the floor right now, we are looking at $160 floor, and we got a few. We've got 170k upix, and that jumps up pretty quick. Once, so what have we got? 168, 170, 180, 184. That's going to go up to 200k. I'm telling you. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. But I was going to be happy regardless of whether that was a collection. The other one, which was an exclusive collection, is Mott Haven. I didn't call this one, admittedly. It's right on the border between Manhattan and the Bronx. So, yeah, it's in an interesting location. I can kind of see why they picked that. I'm sure it's a very nice part of town. I don't know. I'll be honest, this one didn't come up in my predictions video, but yeah, okay, fine. It looks nice enough. So congratulations if you did not follow my predictions video and you managed to grab something in Mott Haven. I missed that one. So that was the exclusives. Let's talk about the rares. And there was actually 4 rares, which is quite mad when you realise there were only 2 exclusives and 3 limiteds. So it was more rares than anything else, which is very unusual. In fact, I think this might be the first time that's ever happened. We got Riverdale, which was in my predictions video. It was, it's the fanciest part of town. Upland quite often like to give representation to the fanciest part of town in a collection form. So, yeah, congratulations if you got something in Riverdale. I was trying to get something there, but it minted out so quick. And quite frankly, the prices there were already in line with a rare collection on the secondary market before we knew what the collection was. It might have been absolutely nothing. I could not justify paying like 200,000 plus UPIX for something that isn't guaranteed to be anything. So yeah, there you go. Grand Concourse, probably the safest bet for a collection in the Bronx. Upland sometimes like to throw a spanner in the works, like they did with Bourbon Street in New Orleans and Magnificent Mile in Chicago. But Grand Concourse was, everybody knows it. It's like it's the Bronx. And right beside it, we don't just have Grand Concourse, we've also got Concourse. And I'm just blown away. Like, maybe I got some kind of premonition, because I don't know if you remember in my last video, I managed to mint 3 properties in Concourse Village, and then I was just looking at the Concourse Village properties and I was just thinking, well, it's pretty cool having Concourse Village, but I really just want Concourse. It's the real deal. And you can see I actually hedged my bets a little bit before the collections came out, and that is a good tip, by the way. If you do have like multiple things in an area that is quite highly speculated to be in a collection, I'd sell like one of them before the collection comes out, because then if it is a collection, you're happy because you have some of them, and if it's not a collection, you're still happy because you managed to sell one at the inflated price when people were speculating that it was going to be a collection. So I think maybe before the next city comes out and the collections are revealed for that, I might do a collection reveal tips video, because there's a few little strategies that I've got there that you might find useful. But I've got off on a tangent. Back to Concourse. So as I was saying in my other video, I minted Concourse Village, and I really wanted Concourse. I saw something there for 40k. Oh my god, whoever got that is unbelievably lucky. I missed the 40k one, and there was something right next to it for 90k, and that was by far the cheapest thing there. And I just thought, okay, this is it, I'm getting the 90k one. And at the time, I considered that to be an outrageous price. The markup was ridiculous, but it's a rare, so maybe I had some kind of Upland vision. Maybe Miles the Llama himself just came into my head, and he was saying, no, you don't want Concourse Village, you want the one next to it. So I was happy with that. Sedgwick Avenue. This is one which I did not predict, and once again, I do not know where it is. Let's have a look together. We're going to discover it together. Is that in Kingsbridge? It just zoomed in on an area that looked like Kingsbridge. That'd be quite interesting if it was. Okay, that is not the Bronx. Unless, is it this? Is it this avenue here? Hang on. Let me try this again. Sedgwick Avenue. Is it? It's outside of the city border. Am I going mad? Surely it doesn't go all the way in here. Okay, right, we're going to do it the other way. We're going to click on collections, and we're going to scroll along to the Sedgwick Avenue collection, click edit collection, other properties. Okay, let's click on one. Here we go, we're on our way. I think it is Kingsbridge. So that is interesting because did I sell something there? I hope I didn't sell something there. I have a horrible feeling I sold something on that street. Yeah. Upland do quite often like to hide collections inside the neighbourhoods where the stress tests are conducted. So Kingsbridge, I believe, was the first stress test, and indeed they did hide a rare collection in there. Usually it's not a rare. Usually it's like a limited or an exclusive. But there you go, Sedgwick Avenue. So it's interesting because I remember when Kingsbridge came out, people were rushing for Broadway. I don't remember people talking about Sedgwick. So yeah, I bet there's a lot of people who have minted this who have no idea that they were minting something valuable, which I think is really cool. So congratulations to them. And finally, let's talk about the ultra rare. There's only one of them, and it was in a place that I did predict. It's the first ultra rare street that I've ever predicted, and that is Fordham Road. And I was a little bit disappointed because, you know, in the collections video, I was kind of saying there is one main east-west thoroughfare that goes across Bronx, and it is kind of Fordham Road and Pelham Parkway. They kind of are the same street. They're both extremely iconic, you know, old parts of the Bronx. And I was saying it could be Fordham Road, it could be Pelham Park, it could be both. It turns out it was Fordham Road. And this has made people very confused because Fordham Road has about 40 properties on it, which is about double the previous limit for what could be considered an ultra rare in Upland. Now, I have always said that we're still early to Upland and they're still kind of forming the rules. Like, Upland have never actually said this is the threshold for what is allowed to be an ultra rare. They've never said anything above 40 properties has to be a rare or below. They've never said that. And I'm actually really happy that they've stuck their neck out and done this, because it means that when we're speculating in future cities, there are more potentials for ultra rares, because Upland have set the precedent that actually, as long as you have like more required slots in order to get the collection, for example, this Fordham Road collection, you need 4 of them to actually get the collection boost. So as long as they kind of stick to that, really, there's nothing stopping there being a 60 property ultra rare, but you need 5 of them, for example. So, you know, we haven't had that many city releases, and it's too early to start like locking down ourselves into certain buckets when we're thinking about what could be a collection. So I hope desperately that some of you watched my collection prediction video, saw me talking about how great Fordham Road was, and you just bought something there. If you did, please let me know in the comments. Actually, you know what? If you saw my collections video and you hit any of the collections, let me know in the comments, because it means a lot to me. And just to be safe, if you enjoyed the video, why don't you give it a like? And if you are new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed yet, why don't you give me a subscribe? Because I've got to say, this was my best collections predictions yet, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the next city release is going to be, so I can launch some predictions at that as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm probably not going to speak to you before Christmas, so have a fantastic Christmas, happy holidays for you Americans out there, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.